How do you even know about that?
I know everything, Eddie.
You do?
Everything about you.
How?
I am inside your head. You are a loser, Eddie.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and just like with DC's Generation 5, as soon as I release a video with some information on it for Knull is coming, we get more information. We know the name of the event. It's going to be called The King in Black. We got a trailer from Marvel Comics with Stegman and Donnie Cates pitching the book, kind of talking a little bit about what's going into it. And here with me to talk about this is the man that is probably even more excited about this than I am. Larry from Larry's Comics. How you doing?
Hey, Wes, thanks for having me on. I am excited. Knull is coming.
You've been really high on this Venom run, and I know you're specifically looking forward to next week when we get our first look at, is it Virus coming in Venom 26?
Venom 26 is Virus. You know, we're going to get our first peek at that. And, you know, I think Marvel, with the King in Black coming, I think that they're firing all their big bullets, man. They're just getting rid of all the mediocre titles and rolling with what's selling.
Well, they certainly have kind of trimmed the line, and we are definitely going event heavy to end off 2020, which is fair. DC's doing the exact same thing. It's not like Joker War is a small, contained little event. It's not like DC's Dark Knight's Death Metal isn't spanning the entire rest of the year, and we're going to have multiple releases every month. So they're both kind of taking a similar strategy, but Marvel's going boom, 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 Empyre, Ten of Swords, right into the King in Black, which is the kind of the follow-up to Absolute Carnage. We knew Knull was coming, and I guess Knull will be here for that one. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm hoping for connective tissue. Like we've got the Empyre magazine. Right on the back of Empyre magazine, we've got the Knull is coming ad. Empyre leads into Ten of Swords, which is an X-Men crossover. It is all the Donnie Cates books finally paying off. Are they all finally coming together?
Obviously, we've seen Knull and Silver Surfer Black. We've seen some type of hints at Knull within House of X Powers of 10.
Well, look at that. Look at the Summoner of High Summoner from X-Men 2. White hair, long hair. He's the son of War, which was, you know, Apocalypse's original horseman. What was Knull ever, throwing this out there, was Knull ever a horseman of Apocalypse? Was he one of the original horsemen? I mean, this is all connected. I mean,
they certainly have a resemblance as far as appearance and
Black
the
Winter.
color use.
You know, yeah, it's all Donnie Cates. That's all. Donnie Cates is the best thing. He's their top writer right now, and it seems like I don't know. I'm hoping for some connectivity. It'd be fantastic. That's the type of stuff that fans just geek out over.
Obviously, we had just talked to Venom Vlog about this, and he's hoping for the same thing. But I think you believe it's happening. Like there's a reason that the X-Men are on that cover that they showed for the King in Black. It's because it's an Avenger Venom X-Men event.
Now let me ask you, Wes. Do you know if every character on that cover has been venomized? I can, vouch for 80% of them. Has every character on that cover at one point, bonded with a symbiote? I don't remember Captain America and Iron Man specifically if they had ever bonded.
I thought Captain America had.
Captain America had. I don't remember if Iron Man had.
That's why they had to get him to the guy with the weird hat. The alternate version of Reed Richards in Absolute Carnage.
They had to get him to the maker. Okay. That there's some connective tissue right there. Everybody on Stegman's cover of issue 1, has at one point bonded with a symbiote. So, but
absolutely.
If this isn't connected, how absolutely vapid is Marvel editorial to allow, just all these books to have these big, giant, black, nebulous villains from space, and they're all similar, but they're not connected. I mean, that'll be really, really fucking goofy. You want to talk about connectivity and just something, you want to talk about a spark. Everybody out there, listen to the King in Black trailer. About a minute and a half in, it sounds like a TIE fighter sound effect. I mean, Knull is coming from space.
Is
right?
Knull really Darth Vader, but with the symbiote?
Could there be something connected? I don't know. That Marvel needs a spark, and who knows what it is.
Well, I do think tying in the events that we saw in House of X Powers of 10, which are obviously kind of going to be explored in Ten of Swords, into what Donnie Cates has been building, not for a short amount of time. This Knull character was, I believe, it introduced in Venom #3. So we're talking like 2 or 3 years ago now, reintroduced obviously in Silver Surfer Black.
But he connects back farther than that too. We have a Wraith Venom one-shot coming out, and Donnie Cates for a period wrote Guardians of the Galaxy, and Wraith was a character in Guardians of the Galaxy, and Wraith was on a mission to hunt Knull, and Wraith is a fellow with long white hair, like the High Summoner has long white hair, and they're in space, and they're hunting the same thing. I mean, it's all connected. Is Wraith a son of Knull? I know Dylan Brock is Knull's son. I mean, that's a shoe to drop. Eddie never made love to She-Venom. It was the costume that impregnated the woman. So Eddie's not the biological father of Dylan, the symbiote.
Do we have an Avengers 200 situation happening here?
Could be. We could be.
It turned out it was the symbiote. Not wasn't actually Eddie Brock. There was no consent.
Eddie was asleep. She consented to the symbiote who took Eddie's form.
Oh, wouldn't that be wild? I don't think Marvel wants to get into another Avengers 200 situation. Now let's get back to the creative team, and it's certainly, when you watch that trailer, there's some words that they're using. This is metal, this is dark, this is the darkest, scariest thing I've ever done. Certainly, there are some.
Who are they mimicking? Saying those words. Who does that sound like to you?
What are they
trying to do exactly?
Call each other brother. If he said brother Cates, and they called him brother Stegman, it would feel like it was Snyder and Capullo. So
100%. They're trying to make that connection. It's metal. 100%. 100%. I mean, as soon as he said, "This is the darkest, most metal thing I've ever done," I'm spiraling.
Well, hopefully he doesn't introduce the source wall, because then I'll riot. I've had enough of the source wall, if I'm being honest. But it is a good comparison. Like, if you were to think about what Snyder and Capullo bring to DC Comics, just the kind of storytelling, action oriented, over the top, lots of lore setting. Obviously, with the visuals of Greg Capullo, very gothic, just beautiful to look at. If there is a comparison, even in the comic book, market, you're in the industry, it is probably Cates and Stegman's work right now that they've done on Venom. Obviously, they followed it up on Absolute.
They're the best thing Marvel has going for them right now. The best thing. Donnie Cates writes a fantastic story with all kinds of new elements, and if they're all connected, this stuff all goes to a whole nother level.
Well, absolutely. I think it'll also skyrocket sales. People have to go back and start reading things that they skipped out on. They're like, what? This is connected to something that I missed out on. And I think that will be just a shot in the arm that Marvel really needs.
Not only does a Donnie Cates book selling fantastic at retail, you look at what they're going for as back issues. I mean, he has several books that are breaking the $100 mark right now, for modern comic books. I mean, it's unprecedented. Snyder and Capullo have nothing like that over at DC as far as back issues.
Even the modern stuff, like Thor #4 and 5, I think those are both like on eBay right now for like $50, maybe even more if you have it like CGC graded.
Venom 3 and 9 are $100 books.
Yeah, that's the first appearance of Knull. I imagine 9 is when we learned about Dylan Brock being his son.
That's the first full Dylan Brock. First full appearance. I don't think I'm telling you, the shoe hasn't dropped. Dylan is not the son of Eddie. Dylan is the son of Knull.
Well, he is a
That's the-
demigod.
that's the
It's clear that
twisteroo.
he has a connection with Knull that even like
Dada. He
Venom
has a connection with
symbiote
Dada.
himself doesn't have. And he's got powers and capabilities that I think are still undefined. We know that he can kind of transport himself and have a conversation with Knull. He can kind
Maybe
of
his
communicate.
stepbrother's wraith. His
He can
stepbrother's wraith.
sense where his brother is and if he's in trouble, and he can send the Avengers over there to get him. He's got like a GPS.
Maybe he can sense his stepbrother, the High Summoner. You know, another white-haired, long-haired fellow who's connected to all of this.
Check over to Krakoa now that the islands have merged, and he's on his side. I think it's Araco. I think that's the name of it. Maybe he needs to go over there and have a conversation about what's going on. Get to the bottom.
What's up, guys? I'm back. What's up, bro?
I don't know. So I know you're big on this connective tissue. Now, if the portal, if it opens up where Okara was, where the original Horsemen were, as Apocalypse goes to find his original Horseman, who he still loves. He's mentioned that he's obviously met the son of War, and Knull pops out of there, and it turns out like
what if Knull was War? What if Knull was War?
Okay, now, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He pops out of there as War himself. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, how would the Black Winter fall into this? Would that mean that maybe?
Well, Knull created the blackness out of something. I mean, was the Black Winter the energy that Knull created?
Well, I remember
the
talking
void
about
with?
that on Silver Surfer Black. How there's like no light on that planet, and there's only like death and that energy there. I hated the art, so I actually didn't get past issue 1. I'll probably need to go back and read it.
I thought the art was Eisner level artwork. Tradmore dances to the beat of his own drum and took it to a whole new abstract graphic level. I thought it was bold and dynamic. That was just
I'll tell you
killer direction.
Lived on a hippie commune for a short time in his life and had a lot of hippie relatives, and he does not like the hippie vibes that comic book were giving off. It gave him flashbacks to bad parts of his life, and he had to throw the book away immediately. Although it was a good story.
The art was definitely polarizing. I don't know. I'm a big Tradmore fan, so the Tradinator nailed it.
Well, he's certainly talented, and I'm sure he got across what he was trying to visually. It just was not the book for me, and I don't know. Well, usually I can get past the art, but in that one I couldn't. But I probably need to go back and read it because it definitely feels like there's something there. Because, like you said, there was talk of there's an energy there. It was just a black energy. You don't think he created the Black Winter though? That thing seems bigger. Like
I do think in issue 4 he names an entity the Black Winter. It says on panel the Black Winter, and then they show you a nebulous entity in the background with 3 eyes, and Donnie Cates has said that's not the Black Winter, but he calls an entity with 3 eyes the Black Winter. And on the last page of Thor, you see the big nebulous entity with 1, 2, 3 eyes. I don't know.
All right, issue 4 is that Silver Surfer Black, or is that issue 4 of it?
This is well, we're talking about the issues 4 of both of those. In issue 4 of Silver Surfer Black, one could misconstrue that Black Winter appears on the cover and on panel. There is a background nebulous entity with 3 eyes, and in Silver Surfer 4, they call it the Black Winter. On panel, written in English, in the English language, the Black Winter. And we've established now in Thor that this is the Black Winter, a nebulous black entity with 3 eyes. And when asked about directly if Black Winter appeared in Silver Surfer number 4, Donnie Cates said he hadn't created the Black Winter yet, so Trad wouldn't know to draw it, even though on panel it's called Black Winter and it looks exactly like the fucking thing on the last panel of Thor 4. So I don't know what's up with that.
Comic creator told a fib so people wouldn't
see what's coming. If he thinks we're all that dopey that we're not going to see like all these black entities being connected, I mean that'd be kind of funny too. If he thinks he's like stringing us
I don't
along.
know. I wonder what the viewers think. If you're a viewer and you've gotten to this part and has Larry sold you, is all this connected? Because it feels like the Black Winter's Herald is Galactus. That means he would go back to like the beginning of time, which would seemingly predate Knull.
He created Galactus.
Although the
too.
Silver Surfer is associated with Galactus, there's a lot of connective tissue there, Larry. I'm giving you that. You got me intrigued.
Now, let's take the exact opposite track. What if they're not connected? What do you think of Marvel editorial at that point if they're not connected? Letting this fucking boob submit all these scripts that with the exact same type of villain and they're all separate. I mean, Donny, can you come up with anything else?
Marvel-like. I remember, watching the MCU. There's a lot of villains that were very similar. I remember we got the big tall guy in Thor 1, and he was very similar to the big demon that we got in Thor Ragnarok. It was kind of similar to what we got in Batman versus Justice League.
Let's stick with comic books.
I'm just saying, it's not unheard of. Maybe Donnie is on the same wavelength with Donnie. He's just creating the same stuff over and over.
But I just noticed the white hair. I've been noticing the nebulous black entity, but this week I just started noticing the white hair, the long white hair with the High Summoner and with Wraith. Like Wraith seems very random to be getting a Venom one-shot. Wraith, he comes from space where Knull comes from, and he's got long white hair. It's all connected. Dylan's gonna start growing his hair straight and long, and it's gonna whiten up with puberty.
Wow, he's also going to have some powers. I'm very interested. I hope they flesh the character out a little bit more.
He's the son of God. He's like a baby. He's like a sweet, dark baby Jesus on Earth. He's the son of the God.
I think that Marvel has enough analogies to Jesus as it is, so I hope they don't go that far.
No, son. Eddie Brock.
All right, well, Larry, I'm excited about this. I know you've been excited. Superstar creative team. We now know the name of the event. It is The King in Black. It's coming to Marvel in December. Hopefully, it is tying directly into Ten of Swords, the Apocalypse, and his original Four Horsemen story with Akaro and Rocco and Krakoa and all that stuff. And the Black Widow and Thor.
Here's a prediction. This Wednesday, Venom number 26 is going to outsell Empyre 4-1 nationwide.
Hard.
So Marvel's big event is going to get its eyes beat shut by Venom 26. People are pumped for this issue.
I could see Venom 26 doing like 90, 95, but I can't see Empyre doing less than 30. Well, it is the first appearance of a character, but I don't know, man.
I've ordered 100 Empyre number ones, and I've ordered 100 Venom 26s. I think I'm gonna sell my 100 Venom 26s, and I think I'm on pace to sell 40 of the Empyre. Let's see how that. I
do believe there will be a lot more interest in Venom 26 than there will be in Empyre, because I think people are kind of already looking past Empyre, looking to Ten of Swords, and they're certainly eyeballing the King in Black, especially after
they shouldn't have released those two number 0 issues if they didn't have like a big defining moment. There's too much talkie in those talking.
They should have given it away for
free. They should have given something. They should have started off with a bang, man. Those were two boring issues. They looked really nice.
Not exactly the table setter that they probably were hoping for. Kind of a snooze fest. Although I will say the Fantastic Four one is better. If you're kind of looking for a semi-fun, like little road trip version of Fantastic Four, it's kind of fun. But as a precursor to Empyre, it's pretty worthless.
Who do we think Virus is? That's the next.
It's gotta be Rhodey. It's got to be Rhodey. It looks like it's some type of Iron Man suit, right?
I think it's the Protector's armor. Do you remember the Protectors from Venom? Was it Protectors? Who was
Lethal Protectors?
The Guardian. Was it the Guardians? Remember in Lethal Protector number 2, there was a team of armor. They had that green armor. It was a team of soldiers. They worked on the raft. I think it was the Guardian's armor. It looks like Guardian's armor patched together
with the
maybe
symbiote
held together, maybe with a symbiote or mimicking a symbiote. I think they had said that the character's not a symbiote, but I don't know. I think there's some connection to Venom's past. I think it might be, it's the Guardsman armor is what it looks like to me.
All right, well, I'm going to, obviously, I will have a picture of that for the viewing audience. Let us know what you think about that as well. Larry's letting all kinds of predictions come out on the video today. Very exciting stuff. Obviously, we will keep talking about.
Dylan Brock is Knull's son. He's not Eddie Brock's son. He is Knull's son. His
essentially
mother
in this, Eddie Brock is
symbiote,
Joseph,
not to a man.
He was not a part of the deal.
Mm-hmm. He was asleep.
Or you could say that Dylan Brock is like Anakin Skywalker. There was no father.
Yes.
It was the Midi-chlorians. In this case, it was the symbiote-chlorians.
There's a little more action than midichlorians.
Oh, okay. There's a little more physical than that.
Little more physical than that.
All right, Larry, I got to get out of here. We've been talking about this too long. I really appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you. Have fun, man. Thanks for having me on.